Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week Wisdom and Legacy Building podcast. This is day 628 of our trek, and time for our Philosophy Friday series. Each Friday, we will ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. Starting today and for the next several weeks, we will focus on how to live with less fear. We will explore the trails on our trek of life that will help us to be fearless. This does not imply that we will reach the point where we are completely without fear, for that is not only impossible, but it is also not wise. There is a time and a place for the appropriate level of fear, but most fear that we experience on a daily basis has no grounding and can be eliminated as we grow in wisdom, insight, and understanding. So our objective for these next several Fridays is to experience a fearless Friday on our trek of life. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. When this trek is originally released, I will be finishing a week investing our time on site with our construction projects in Arizona. There's much to do, and not all aspects of the project are going smoothly, which has caused our funding to be delayed, so I know that it will be a very busy week. As with any business venture or job of any kind, there are always concerns on how well the organization is functioning and if it is profitable. Money issues plague most of us, and it brings on an inordinate amount of stress, worry, and fears to our lives. Those fears are usually exaggerated until they become giants that we feel will destroy us. As we break camp and head out on our trail for today, we will be looking for giants to conquer, and our lesson title for today is Conquering Your Giants. As I have shared over the past 2 months, one giant that has invaded our family are the microscopic leukemia cells that are attacking our granddaughter Hazel. This is a giant that was totally unexpected and was not caused by anything that we did. In addition to that, for the most part, there is very little that we can personally do to help Hazel directly. We could become angry, defeated, and be destroyed by fear, but instead, we as a family are fighting this giant with all the resources that are available, and we will conquer it. Our faith in a good and gracious God, along with our faith in the oncology team, their resources and research, we are already starting to defeat this microscopic giant. Today, maybe your giant concerns your marriage, a strained relationship with your children, a broken friendship. Maybe you confront giants at work. Possibly your giants are financial or health struggles. Whatever the giant you are facing, you probably feel that you are at a crossroads where enough is enough. There are 2 passages in the Bible that we will explore today that refer to giants. And the first one is when the nation of Israel was about to enter the Promised Land after the Exodus from Egypt, and they sent in 12 spies to scout out the land. And when they came back, Joshua and Caleb wanted to enter and conquer the land, but the other 10 disagreed. Numbers chapter 33, verses 30 through 33 is a snippet of their story. But Caleb tried to quiet the people as they stood before Moses. "Let's go in at once and take the land," he said. "Certainly we can conquer it." But the other men who had explored the land with him disagreed. "We can't go up against them. They are stronger than we are." So they spread a bad report about the land among the Israelites. "The land we traveled through and explored will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the people we saw there were huge. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. Next to them we felt like grasshoppers, and that is what they thought too." And our next story snippet is probably even more familiar to you, and it is about David and Goliath. And we will read in 1 Samuel chapter 17, verses 8 through 11. Goliath stood and shouted a taunt across to the Israelites. "Why are you all coming out to fight?" he called. "I am the Philistine champion, but you are only servants of Saul. Choose one man to come down here and fight me. If he kills me, then we will be your slaves. But if I kill him, you will be our slaves. I defy the armies of Israel today. Send me a man who will fight me." When Saul and the Israelites heard this, they were terrified and deeply shaken. If you are familiar with these stories, you know that there was victory in both situations. The first one was delayed by 40 years due to the Israelites' lack of faith in God. But in the second story, the victory was immediate because of David's faith that God would conquer that giant through him. As we look at these 2 stories, what were the real giants in both cases? Was it the physically large foes? No, in both situations, the Israelites allowed the giant of fear to paralyze them to the point where they were rendered completely helpless. It was all in their mind, due to the lack of faith that God would give them the victory. For the remainder of our trek today, let us focus our concentration on the David and Goliath story, since that is more familiar to most of us. What are the Goliaths in your life? No matter what form the giants take, and no matter what you do for a living, they look and act much the same. Regardless of your circumstances, you can face life adversities. If left unchecked, your giants will grow through fear, and the ongoing challenges and obstacles will stop you personally, will stop your family, and will stop your business and organization from reaching their full potential. Difficulties can arrive in various forms and attack in many areas of life. As different as the circumstances can be, and how these attacks take shape, just the same as with the story of David and Goliath, you do have the tools, just like David had 5 stones, for confronting the giants and challenges of your life. Let me reach into my backpack and give you 5 tools that God gives each of us to confront and defeat the giants of our lives. And the first one is, draw a clear picture of your situation. A clear picture is critical in battling your giants. The picture must include detail, and it must be as complete as possible. Art scholars teach students that a great picture shows perspective, and the evangelist Billy Graham had this to say: "We can see the picture more clearly if we look at it from the cross." In other words, from God's perspective. That is where we should start. The second aspect is that you need to be sharpening your tools. God has given you many gifts, tools that can be used in any battle that you might face. They are uniquely yours, and they are customized to fit your lives and your battles. Your tools will work effectively only when they are honed and ready to be used. The third aspect is, develop a plan for defeating your giants. David's objective was to defeat Goliath and rescue Israel from impending destruction. He had formulated a clear picture of victory in his mind. The fourth aspect is to train for victory. Most great athletes have one thing in common: they train nonstop. Your devotional life, your prayer time, and moments invested with God are training regimens that not only take you deeper into God's Word, but allow you to grow and stand up against your struggles. And the fifth element is, run boldly to meet your giant. David was ready for the battle. He did not hesitate. With abundant courage and amazing nerve, he ran boldly forward to meet the giant. No giant, no matter where it resides or how large it seems, deserves control over your life. You were created for more. You were created for a purpose. Through your reliance and faith in God, you can learn to shout back to your giants and say, "Enough is enough." I believe we all have the tools that we need to face the greatest challenges in our lives. It is time to stand up and fight for your health, for your children, for your families, for your neighborhoods, and for your business or workplace. The giants of anxiety, addiction, brokenness, burnout, and divisions have had their day. Remember that we are giant killers. Next Friday, we will continue our series of the trails as we look at how we can fear less and have more victory on a daily basis. I know that you'll find these insights interesting and profitable in living a rich and satisfying life. But our next trek will be Mind Shift Monday, where we will help you to live differently by thinking differently. So encourage your friends and family to join us and to come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read their associated journals, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe to iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek is downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.